Everybody, Doom here from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit, and this is the bank that I made yesterday. It was a two-parter, and today we need to put some scatter in here so it looks like a bank. So there would obviously be a counter with some bars. That would be an easy thing to make. Then you got to have the vault door, which I thought would be easier to be a standee, something we put in there. Let's do the vault door first. That'll be super easy to do, I think. So I think that's square on that side, if I'm not mistaken. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to make a vault door. About like that. Maybe that's a little too tall. Nope, too short. All right, let's try again. Let me get a sharper knife. Do I have something in here that is sharper? Because that ain't cutting shit. Okay. Now let's check that. Okay. Let's bring a little bit of that off. Let's not go overboard. Okay. Now we want this to look good. So let's get something on there that's pretty square. Okay, I need to cut a little bit of that off. Okay. Good thing I heated up my glue gun, huh? Okay, so we need like a turn handle, whatever, like a wheel for that. So let's dig into the buttons and see what I got. We'll get a really small button in the back and then like a medium button to be on the front, so that it's a little elevated away from the door handle. Something like that. And that. Cool, let me put these back. All right. All right, and then the little handles that go around the side. We might just simulate those because I'm not sure how well the job, how good of a job it's going to do trying to glue those on and get them to stay for any length of time. For how small it is, you know. Let's see if I have something I can poke beads with. That's pretty sharp. I had a thing that was just for poking shit. Let me see if I can find it. There it is. This is a shit poker. So what we want to do is we want to find ones that are that's not sharp enough to poke that shit. Okay, there we go, something like that. So all we need is a piece of cardstock and a little bit of super glue. We can get some studs on this door. Real easy. Oh, I dropped that little bead. That's okay, there's more in here. going to get a bead, touch the glue, and I'm going to start in the corner and just go around. And do all 4 corners. And this is similar to how, like, when I'm doing something on sci-fi, I'm just kind of making my area where it's going to all go. That's all I'm doing. I'm just touching the glue, just barely. Oh, I lost it in the glue. Of course I did. Oops. And you could probably do a lot more than that. Maybe I'll throw a couple more in there just to, yeah, let's do about 4 more just to fill in those gaps on the sides a little bit. You need a little bit of glue, like a kind of a pie, like a dot that sticks up so that you're not touching the cardboard when you go down. Because if you're touching the cardboard and you go down, it tends to pull the little gem bead thing off the poker. All these is my wife and mom do these things called gem paintings or some kind of paintings. You probably know somebody that does them too. Just ask them if you can have their extra beads because they always come with extra. Okay. Now, we want to outline the sides of the door so they're not just exposed foam and they look finished. So to do that, I'm just going to cut 4 pieces like this. Okay. Well, the one's going to go on the bottom, on the base. And this is a piece of game board I cut. I made a mistake here. So this has to go against the back part in order for this to work. So I have to glue it exactly flush so that it sits like that. So that when it stands up, it goes against that back wall. Oops. And I got some of this super glue stuck to my finger, of course. Why wouldn't I? So to make sure that this is sturdy and good, I'm just going to get that piece, stick it on there like that. I'm going to snip off that top, and I'm going to snip off that back. And then that's going to make it look nice and square and sturdy. Now I'm going to do that on all the sides and the top. Great. There we go. And then the top. And the top should be easy. All right, let's see if that sits flush. And it pretty much does. Okay. So that's going to be our door. We need some hinges on the side. So I think the way to handle that would be, one, let's cut the okay. And for the hinges, we'll just get my snippers. And we'll just cut a couple little pieces of toothpick flat. Not flat, but like cylinders. And we're just going to simulate some hinges with that. I'm going to get my minor burning hand spell and just do a little bit of cleanup there. Okay. Sweet. So that's going to be our jail door. Probably shouldn't even have used foam, if I'm going to be honest with you, but I did. So to get rid of that excess, I'm just going to clean up this back piece here. I'm going to stick that there on that. Oh, look, that popped right off there like a bastard. And that should cover up most of my foam, besides that little front part. So let's see if we can't snip off some stuff to make the little front part work. We'll just cut some really thin. Oops. Really thin lines and try to cover that up so we can just spray paint it and not worry about. Okay. And we'll cut 2 more thin ones and go up and down and cover the front up. Now, if you're smart, you'd skip all this and cover it completely with, cardstock immediately. Save yourself a bunch of steps. If you're following along and you see me make a mistake, don't be a lemming. Be a ninja warrior. Holy shit, pardon me. Okay. And we're going to snip that top off. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Now we can spray paint it and not worry about it too much. We're going to make sure something inside there that we won't see will melt, but none of our exposed surface should melt. That's our vault door. Now, before we get this, let's get this glued to a base so we can paint it easily. And let's get some super glue on those hinges to hold those in place. I'm also going to hit the buttons lightly to make sure those are permanent. Okay, we'll let that set off to the side and cool down. I'm going to throw it in front of a fan. Now the counter should be pretty easy, and we'll need like a desk too. So for the counter, we can just get some of our whatever this stuff is. What is this stuff called? Let's not even use this stuff because I don't like it. Let's get some cardboard. Let's get some cardboard. Let's get a 1-inch wide thing to be our counter. Just like that. And we want to kind of go all the way across the back with a door. So to make that work, I'm just going to use a pen. And then I'm going to mark about the width I need with a little bit off. I'm going to snip that off. Flush and flat. And let's put this away for a minute so we don't get a bunch of shit in there. Let's get some cardstock and make our counterpiece. All right, so to make our counter, I think the easiest thing to do would be to get this piece here and straighten it out the best we can. All right, screw that noise. I'm getting super lazy about this. All right. Let's make our counter good. So we know we need a flip out door. So let's just snip the ends off of 2 of these. Let's mount that up under the counter so that it sits flush. Just like that. I've changed my mind. I do not want it to sit flush. I want it to sit back a little bit. Like that. Try to make it square. Well, I failed miserably. Okay. Craft number 2 is a bolo as well. No problem. So I'm easily and carefully plucking this away and just making it into what I need. Just using a couple popsicle sticks. Okay. Okay. Then I'm going to get some of this wonky shit that's bent and hard to use. I'm going to glue that in at an angle. Let that cool. And then we'll just, while that's cooling, we'll just clean up these edges a little bit. Snip. Snip. And we'll snip that flush on the back. Oops, oops, oops. All right, then to do the sides, what we want to do is get something as long as our bench pretty much. Okay, and we'll need one more, I think. All right, so what we're going to do is we're just going to make a glue go across here and here like that. And we're going to set that straight up and down against there and let that cool. We're going to do the same thing on this side. We're going to let that cool. All right. And we're going to come in here. We need something to use as chalks. We're going to get a little bit of glue on the end of that board. About like that. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. Okay. Now to make sure that's sturdy and stays, I'm going to come up under here and just do a thin line. let that cool. While that's cooling, I'm going to let that kind of okay. Now let's see if that fits in our bank how I assumed it would. All right, there we go. Cool. Now the smart thing to do would be to put this on a base. So then we make sure it doesn't flip over or fall over. So we're going to do that real quick. And to do that, we're just going to kind of come down here. We're going to put that in place, centered on that base. Let's hope that's a square because I didn't measure it. Just like that. And we're going to do this one. Now, I don't usually like square bases outdoors, but indoors I don't mind them, and I think that this is going to create kind of a good thing. So we know that there's bars, and there's always like that spot where you can get to a teller. So we'll make a thing for 2 tellers, and I'm not sure how to do that yet. Okay, so I think what we can do for the tellers is we can just divide this in 2. Okay. I'm going to get a dab of glue vaguely in the middle. Something like that. Push it back to the edge of the counter. Something like that. And then, so in my mind, there would be a bar going across that they all kind of stick to. Let me see what I got. Okay. Let's see if I can do this without screwing it all up. Something like that. And we want to kind of smooth that out and get rid of any weird lumps. Get that down into place and let it cool. Something like that on both sides I think would be good. And for my bars, I think I'm just going to try to put 3 or 4 bars across. To do that, I'm just going to dry cut them. And they should be roughly about the same size in theory, you would think. So I'm just going to snip these and then kind of measure them off of that one and hope they fit. Okay. So to put these in place, what my plan was to just kind of, oh, that doesn't fit. All right, there's got to be an easier way here. There is. All right, check this out. So get your toothpicks. Cut them flat on the bottom. You need 4 for each side, so just cut them flat on the bottom. Leave the other side how it is. Figure out where you want them to sit. And then you're going to be quick. There's the weld line. Okay. There's a weld line. And there's a weld line. Something like that. And then come up here after those cool in place, kind of where you want them. Just pop it up. A little dab of glue. And to make sure this is sturdy, we'll just hit it with a glue gun when we're finished. Now, I did not make good choices there, and so now I have to try to copy it on the other side. Smart thing would have been done to center one up and then do the other one, but I didn't do that. Okay, come down to the bottom here, try to match the outside on that one. Same thing. Lift it up. Okay. Pretty close, right? I'm just going to kind of get rid of any weird bubbles that you can see that I don't like. And then with a minor burning hand spell, get rid of all my webs, because I don't like them. All right, let's sturdy this up with some glue. All right, so we have the vault door. We have these. I'm going to let that sit in front of the fan for a few minutes. Then I'm going to snip those all off flush, and that's going to be our cash cage where the cashiers stand behind it. And I was going to do a little flip-up door, but I don't really see the point. I don't think it needs it. So that's going to be that. All right. Now we need one more thing. We need a desk. And it should have a chair, but miniatures never sit on chairs right, so we're just going to make a desk. So to make our desk, we're just going to do something real easy. We're going to get a strip of that. I'm going to do it right here because I know this is flat. Okay. Okay. And we're going to snip these off like that. Okay. And then kind of want to make that one more wide. But I'm not sure if that really served my purpose as well as I'd like. I don't want to take up too much space inside here. Okay. I'm going to come up under here. I'm going to set this in. Flush and sturdy. I'm going to do that same thing on this side. Okay. And then I gotta find a piece that I shot all over the world. And seat that on there. Then I'm just gonna get in that gap. And that little bit came out the front to burn the shit out of me. Of course it did. Snip it off. And let's let that cool down for a moment. And do I have anything small I can put this on to use for a stand so it's sturdy? I do. All right. I'm just going to take this. I'm just going to make a 1-inch kind of base for it. Okay. And once that's cool, should be able to snip that flush. Snip that flush. Pull off any splinters. And I'm just getting any glue I don't like melted down into place so it's sturdy. Okay. Let's glue that on there. like that. Okay. And then we'll snip this excess off. Okay. That'll work right what we want for sure. Let's just take this little back end off for fun. Seems pretty sturdy. It'll make a nice desk. Let's just get something to glue it to so it can be spray painted easy. So now we have a desk, a counter, and a door. I'm going to get the door out of the counter. And this should be pretty sturdy at this point, so we're just going to snip these bars. Like that. We're going to do the same on the bottom. Okay. We'll glue that to something to paint it to. Okay. Sweet. All right, I'm going to spray paint these and then we're going to come back and do them up. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell icon, leave a comment. All the stuff that the algorithm gods need, or the great spirits of the algorithm, depending on your religious system you celebrate when it comes to algorithms. Maybe you're an algorithm atheist. That's possible. Go to the website, www.dungeon-swag.com, and get some miniatures. If you can't, that's fine. We understand. We've all been there. And if you can, that's awesome. And check us out on Discord. Come hang out. If you're having trouble joining our Discord, message me or send me an email or do something to get a hold of me. If you go to the Dungeons and Doom Biscuit at google.com, you can find me there, or at gmail.com, I should say. And you can always search me up on Dungeon Swag as one word, Dungeon Swag, on Discord and find us. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.